Right, guys, a very quick one here, but the Telegraph has decided it's a good idea to parrot some tripe from a Home Office source who was bigging up pretty piss poor Patel's record on deportations and how the celebrities have failed to stop her doing it. If you ask me, it really goes to show how detached from reality the media, Home Office, and politicians truly are that they think this is actually a victory. They think using the claim that she has removed 1,100 criminals from the UK is some astounding number that we should all clap for like demented seals because we're so proud of pretty piss poor Patel. Obviously, deporting 1,000 people means nothing when you import another 10,000 to replace them, and it's also forgetting something very important which makes it all a failure that we will get into in just a moment. Now, the article itself headlines, "Do good in protests fail as 1,100 foreign-born criminals are deported, says Home Office source. Officials move to defend tough removals policy from criticism by celebrities, Labour MPs and human rights lawyers. A Home Office source said it was revealed that more than 1,100 foreign criminals, including 23 murderers, have been deported this year. Such a great fucking number, I'm sure you would agree. I wonder how many thousands of them are actually sitting in prison or just walking around the country as we have seen with the grooming gang scandal. Senior officials disclosed the full charge sheet of the 1,128 serious foreign-born criminals deported this year as they move to defend the tough removals policy from criticism by celebrities, Labour MPs and human rights lawyers. The clash came to a head last month when celebrities joined more than 80 black public figures to urge Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, to abandon plans to deport more than 50 criminals to Jamaica, which there, by them reporting on that shit show there, proves how much of a failure this all was. Priti Patel can sit there saying, I have removed 1,100 serious foreign-born criminals, but what that number fails to account for is the thousands of people that were supposed to be removed alongside them and wasn't because the lefty lawyers, celebrities and all the rest of them managed to make it so they wasn't. They can run around screaming 1,100 have been deported, but at the end of the day, 90% of people who were on those flights with them actually got took off. If you remember, I've covered this multiple times. A flight of 50 would have been the number that started out, but I guarantee, if memory serves, it was less than 10 that actually left. No, actually thinking about it, it might have been 11. Either way, it's a fucking embarrassment. It goes on. Supermodel Naomi Campbell, Line of Duty actress Fandy Newton, and James Bond star Naomi Harris were among those to sign an open letter calling for the flight to be delayed. All of the offenders were born on the island and none were British citizens. More than 60 MPs, mostly from the Labour Party, also urged Miss Patel to abandon the flight, saying of the criminals, Britain is their home. Yeah, Britain is their home where they are breaking the fucking law, so they shouldn't be here. Many years ago, the UK used to deport its own criminals, so it shouldn't really be a shock that they would deport foreign ones, regardless of where they're from. It goes on, however, announcing the list of deported criminals on Wednesday, a Home Office source said, despite protestations from the Labour Party and do-gooding celebrities, the Home Secretary has not let up in her determination to remove foreign criminals from our country. We have removed over 1,100 this year and will push on with plans to increase the number next year. Oh, and you will push on with plans to increase the number next year, yeah? 1,100, I do have to say, is a piss poor amount, considering there's probably 20,000 foreign criminals sitting in prison or just roaming around the country. And obviously, when we're talking about foreign criminals, we are talking about serious ones. We're not talking about petty criminals here. If we included petty criminals in this list, then I'm sure it would be in the hundreds of thousands, but that would just be ridiculous, obviously. It says the 1,128 deported criminals included 23 murderers, 189 rapists, 70 child sex offenders, 705 drug dealers, and 141 individuals convicted of grievous bodily harm, actual bodily harm, and assault. The cumulative prison time of the deported foreign nationals totaled 6,034 years, according to the Home Office, which is once again just a pointless number to make people think that they have done something good. The list above there, detailing all they had done, was more than enough. We didn't really need to know how long they got. Let me tell you, it probably wasn't long enough. The source also disclosed that Miss Patel had tasked the department with removing at least 100 foreign national offenders before Christmas, a target achieved between December 11th and 22nd with the removal of 120 foreign criminals, which naturally didn't make the news and no one leaked because it happened and it didn't get stopped. Perhaps this is what needs to happen. The papers need to stop reporting on her doing it because it gives the Labour lefty lawyers the opportunity to come in and put a stop to it. Now, do you know what? I'm not even going to bother reading through any more of that. We can tell it's just a load of old bollocks trying to make pretty piss poor Patel look better than she is. Because all of this is forgetting the more than 10,000 that have arrived by floating over the channel. How many of them are actually going to be criminals, I would like to know. Because as we've already seen and I've reported before, there have been some of them breaking the law, including trying to rape people and sexually harassing others, among many other crimes. We can never forget the park down in Pennelly where two men were seen trying to chat up little 14 or 15-year-old girls before they quickly scarpered when people came over to them. And of course, any number from the Home Office or government in general should be taken with all the salt in the fucking Dead Sea. This puff piece here from the Telegraph is no more than that. It's something you wouldn't even wipe your ass on if you was out of toilet paper. Next year will be the year of reckoning for pretty piss poor Patel though. She will have no EU excuse, let me tell you that. It will all be on Boris Johnson and her to do what they've actually said they're going to. Spoiler alert though, I wouldn't hold your fucking breath on them doing it.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.